Sup, guys? This is Baseball for FPC, and I've got another custom Nazi Zombie gameplay video for you. Playing on the map Nazi Zombie Force, which was created by XO Grant XO. And I've probably played this map maybe 5 or 6 times. I'd played it once before solo, and I got so close to beating it, I was maybe 2,000 off from getting the desired 20k to beat it, and then I just made a stupid mistake while I was training, killed myself. So this was my second attempt solo. I beat it for you guys, so got a good video for you. And I played it maybe 4 or 5 times co-op before with Yagman 5000 or Nadeem, so I'll stick his channel link in the description. I'm sure he'd appreciate that if you check them out. But yeah, this map was probably made to be played in solo, so the difficulty gets increasingly harder the more players you have. There's not a whole lot of space to camp. It's pretty small in terms of size, how big the rooms are. So the more players you have, the more zombies spawn, and the less space there is for you to run. So this map was made to be played solo. However, I went back after I beat it solo, and I played it again with Nadeem, and we ended up beating it co-op. So yes, obviously it is possible, just the difficulty gets a lot more, the difficulty gets bumped up a bit. So I'll talk to you about strategies for co-op as we get further along in this video, once everything has basically been unlocked. But anyways, we're in the start zone here. We had spawners at one spawn at the window, and then we've got risers in the back. So if you're covering the window, you want to be careful for that. You don't want to get caught out covering the window while you've got risers coming up behind you. So always be careful about that. We've got Jug right there, so when we get the power back on, you'll be able to get that there. Open up the first door, and we've got the M1A1 carbine. This weapon will serve you well up until maybe around 6, 7, depending on how long you use it for. But I use it for several more rounds after this. It's a very handy gun. It's got a lot of stopping power, so it will serve you well. I'm holding off on the bomb until I can get a couple more points from the zombies. If you don't know, the nuke, and I'll kind of explain to you my theory, the nuke gives you 400 points regardless of how many zombies you kill. However, you can kill the zombies and get more points, and then use the nuke and you'll get even more. So that's my theory behind it. Kill as many zombies as you can and then get the nuke, because you'll maximize the amount of points you can get. We've got one window in here, and then there's also a hole in the ceiling, and zombies will drop in from there. So once again, if you're covering the window upstairs, you want to be careful that you're always looking behind you, because zombies will drop in, slap you in the back a couple times, end your day really quickly. We have another room. You can see kind of a room that is boarded up by a ton of windows. Boarded up by a ton of boards. That's for 1750. It's just a room. If you open that up, you get a free Magnum and a free double barrel shotgun. I didn't want to spend the 1750, so I held off, but if you're in need of a quick weapon, go ahead and get that. I'm going to go ahead and open up downstairs for 1250. We've got the random box down here. Maximizing my double points so I don't get the insta-kill quite yet. Gonna finish off these last zombies here. We've got a zombie counter at the bottom of the screen, so use that to its most efficient purpose, and that'll help you out a lot. Got the Magnum on my first spin from the box. The Magnum is not great for the early rounds, just because you don't get as many points from it, because it's one-shot kill. But I swap it out for the FG42, which is a lot better in my opinion. As you can see there, we had the music box. It's got the 3 stock songs as well as 1 custom song, so not as many songs as some other maps. However, it is nice that he decided to include that. It's always nice to be able to listen to music while you're slaying some zombies. We've got 2 windows down here, and then there's also the zombies spawning in from upstairs. So quite a lot of zombies can come in at one time, especially if you're playing with more players. This room can get quite intense because you've got a lot of players competing for the zombies, which spreads out the amount of points per person. So yeah, it gets pretty intense down here with upwards of 1 player. So always be careful about that. We've got an MP40 on the wall, so that'll help you out a lot. There's also a trench gun, and that hallway kind of area off to my left. Yeah, you can see there we've got the trench gun. We go up these stairs. This door leads back up to the area where we were just before. I would highly recommend keeping that closed. This door for 1K, that thing, clear debris for 1K, that opens up the door back to the start area. I would highly recommend keeping both those doors closed, because it just creates more areas for zombies to come at you. Not a good thing. So keep the zombies able to come in as few places as possible, and it'll make your day go a lot better. We opened up the first area to the courtyard, opened up this train. Now we're in the second courtyard area. This is where I would recommend spending the majority of your time. This is where I found the easiest to train if you're playing solo. I'll explain more about if you're playing with 2 or more players. But for now, if you're playing solo, I found this the best area to camp, or rather to train on these later rounds. We've got one window in the back, we've got several risers in the corner, and then we've got zombies jumping down from the 2-story building that I'm basically facing. Not the one with the window, but the one that doesn't have the window. And then you've got also, of course, the zombies coming in from the courtyard area. So quite a few places for the zombies to spawn, quite a few places to get trapped. It's also a darker map, so the zombies kind of blend in with the surroundings. Be careful of that. You always want to be mindful of your surroundings. Be mindful of your surroundings, my young Padawan. But yeah, always be on the lookout for what's ahead. We're going to run through this door for 2K, and we've got 2 papped weapons. We've got the STG and the Type 100. I'm going to pick up the Type 100 right here. And then, they don't start out with full clips, so you want to get a max ammo and then get them, because that'll maximize your efficiency with them. I did not get both papped weapons, because the papped weapons kill the zombies extremely fast during these early rounds, so you don't get as many points. So I keep the FG42 to rack up the points, and then the Type 100 just to, when I need it, like for insta-kill or whatever. Or whenever I happen to feel like it. But it's not the best for racking up points, which is kind of what you need to do on this map. As you can see from about 30 seconds ago, some of the drops do spawn inside that house right there. That creates a problem, especially if you can't reach them. About half the time you can't reach them, half the time you can, so be wary of that. You can sometimes jump up and down, trigger them from still outside while they're inside. But yeah, be careful about that. I'm going to be camping here for one more round, and then I'm going to go out and get the perks, and then we'll be camping here till the end of the game, basically. But what I like to do back here is kill enough zombies that there's around 24-25 left on the map, and then start my train. 24 is the max amount of zombies that you can have on the map at one time for solo. So if you see the zombie counter at 24, you realize, okay, after you don't see any more spawning, there won't be any more spawning because they're all on the map at one time. So you can kind of use that to judge when you need to start training. If you don't know how to train, now would be the perfect time to learn, because there are no camping spots on this map. This map requires you to know how to train, and you have to be a pretty decent trainer because of the amount of zombie spawns that there are. Things can get quite a bit intense over here, and so you just need to be prepared. I did not get that nuke because that would have killed off all these zombies and only given me 400 points, when killing them by hand would net me a whole lot more points. Toss a grenade to get a crawler so that I can go out and get the perks. Then I'll go ahead and kill off the rest of these zombies here. Go back into this room here and buy this power thing. That opens up the door that powers a power switch. We've got double tap here. So we've got double tap and we had jug in the start area. Go ahead and turn on the power. The door that I just bought opened up the power room that was originally covered by a door. So we've got speed cola over here. There are also power lights in this map, so as soon as you turn on the power, you can notice that these lights turned on. We're going to go back into the start room now, grab Jug real quick, and then I'll be set with perks. Now, I was not able to find Quick Revive, and you might think, well, how is that possible? Well, I've played this map, as I said at the beginning, around 6 times, and I was never able to find it, so I'm not sure if he just didn't include it, or if I'm just blind and not able to find it. Anyways, grab the MG42, that's going to help a lot when racking up points. And we're going to chill back here for the next several rounds while we rack up the required 20k to win. The viable ending is on the gate in the corner there, and that's for 20k like I said, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and speed up these next several rounds. It is just straight zombie slaying action, and I don't want you guys to get bored. So I'm killing off the beginning zombies, try to get them down a bit to that 24 mark, or thereabouts. Then I start my train. Don't train with the MG42 or any of the other heavy machine guns. Browning, I guess that's about it. Don't train with those because they are a lot heavier, they slow you down. The Type 100 is a relatively light weapon, so you can get a lot of speed with that. Once you see no more spawning, then I basically lay waste with the MG42. Got a max ammo here, which helped. About a quarter of the way there. So, talking about co-op, I guess this would be a good time. For one player, I would recommend staying back here. You've got quite a big area to train. It usually works out pretty well if you know what you're doing. Yeah, so playing solo, I would stay back here. 2 players, I would recommend 1 player back here, 1 player in the courtyard right before this area. You don't want to have all your players in one area. That's a big no-no. If you have more than 1 player, keep the people separated, because the more people you have in one area, the more zombies come, and then it gets really intense. We actually tried 3 players back here at once. That did not go over so well. We had maybe 2 guys going down each round. That is not something that you want to have happen, because you've got guys training in different directions. You've got double the amount of zombies. It's just not a good deal. So 2 players, 1 back here, 1 up front. If you've got 3 players, I'd recommend 2 back here, 1 up front. You've got a larger area back here, so it's best to keep the 2 players back here. If you've got 4 players, 2 back here, 2 up front, 2 in the other courtyard, I should say, not up front. That implies that it's still back here, but whatever. 4 players, 2 back here. I've never actually played with 4 players, so I'm not 100% sure. I'm just going by what I think would be best. 2 players back here, and then 2 in that other courtyard. However, 4 players I can see being a real pain. 4 players, man, I don't even want to begin to understand. I don't want to know how tough that would be, especially in the early rounds when everybody's trying to get points, and you've got plenty of zombies to go around. But yeah, 4 players I can see as being really tough. So I'd recommend 2 back here, 2 up front. You might even try 3 back here, 1 up front. However, that's really risky. Experiment with that. See what you like. But that's what I would recommend for co-op. That splits up the zombies between up here and up front, and it basically splits up the zombies, so you've got fewer zombies per area, you've got enough space to train, things go over a lot better that way. I've got over 20k right now. I was testing a theory that I had, and I was trying to find quick revive for you guys, but my theory ended up not working. My theory was that you had to get a Panzer Shrek and blow up the door to that 2-story building there, and you could go upstairs. That was my theory. It did not work. So I'm going to finish opening up this area here. Open up that door for $12.50. Buy the bookshelf for $17.50. And we've got the pack punch inside there. We also have another box spawn. So make use of that. If the box happens to move from here, then you can always check in there. We've got 3 box spawns on this map, so I'll be showing you where the 3rd one is in a minute. I'm just going to be box farming here for a little bit, trying to get the Panzer Shrek and test my theory. So bear with me for the next minute or so. Got the Teddy, so we're gonna run back to the other courtyard. Wait for the box to spawn. There we go. Here is the 3rd box spawn location. It's inside the room where the 2 papped weapons were. It's best not to go inside here when you're in the middle of a round, because that can be extremely deadly. Not a lot of place to go once you're inside there. I think that was the PTRS. I'm not going to get that. I end up getting the Panzerschreck. I'll just let you know that. Wouldn't want all this waiting to be for nothing. I probably should have sped up this area, but oh well. You can run completely around the table, so just be aware of that. Got the monkeys. Not that it'll really do me any good. And I believe this is where I get the Panzerschreck. Yep, there we go. Swap out my Browning for the Panzerschreck, and then I'll test my theory. And the theory was to destroy this door, and it didn't end up working. So basically, these past 2 minutes were nothing. But hey, I tested my theory, it didn't work, so oh well. And that basically ends it for this map. I end up beating it right here, and so yeah, got a good gameplay for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for the upcoming zombie videos. And here I'm just messing around seeing if I can blow up the cars. And of course I cannot. So I realize, okay, I've done enough testing. Let's end this map. So I kill the last zombie, buy the gate for 20k, and game over. We have escaped in 13 rounds. So thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, later.